the ring superstar,
Superstar was emotional on August 18, 2023, when Edge competed in his final WWE match. Before we get there, though, we need to go back 49 years, 9 months, and 19 days. On October 30th, 1973, Edge was welcomed into the world. He was raised by a single mother in the town of Orangeville, Ontario, and never met or even seen a picture of his father. This led Edge to develop an even stronger bond with his uncles, especially his Uncle Gary. However, Edge's 17-year-old uncle sadly died when the Radar Superstar was at just 7. That's when Edge would use wrestling as an escape. Over the next several years, Edge became more and more of a fan, which led him to become friends with Jason Rizzo, aka Christian. Both of them realized at a young age they wanted to become wrestlers and were trying to figure out how to turn their dream into a reality. Edge's opportunity came when a local wrestling school was offering free training for whoever could write the best ESS essay about why they wanted to become wrestlers. Edge won, but the steps into wrestling were not easy. The ultimate opportunist had to train in boxing, which hurt a lot more than. Despite the pain, Rain refused to quit, and eventually Christian joined him over the next several years. Edge and Christian would wrestle throughout Canada and the United States. Finally, after scratching and clawing for roughly 4 years, Edge finally got signed by WWE. Edge would start by competing in non-televised matches under his real name as Adam Copeland. It wasn't until 1998 that Edge's WWE career officially began. Play on Raw, which introduced fans to Edge the Future, rated our Superstar's character as a rogue anti-establishment individual, but Edge himself would later admit he wasn't even 100% sure what his first character was supposed to be. Though promo videos ultimately led to Edge's WWE debut, which unfortunately ended in disaster fitting with his loner. Persona Edge entered through the crowd, something that became a signature part of Edge's character during the beginning of his WWE career. Opponent was Jose Estrada. Coast didn't get an entrance and immediately started attacking Edge once the day was over. Wrestler got in the ring. Edge rebounded by hitting his first move in to be a spear, and then sent Estrada to the outside. Edge hit Jose with a senton, but accidentally connected with Estrada's neck. Estrada was legitimately injured, so the referee counted to 10, and Edge won his first match by countout while Estrada would wrestle a bit. More specifically, this was more or less the beginning of the end of his career. Beyond that, the only other thing worth mentioning is how cool it was. The Edge's first move in WWE, a spear. Something else that's cool is the sponsor of this video. Factor makes eating easy, convenient, and delicious. They deliver fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to. What I love about this Factor is that their meals arrive pre-prepared and are ready to eat in 2 minutes, which completely eliminates the time and hassle of grocery shopping and cooking. I also like that Factor that does the heavy lifting for you by providing chef-prepared meals that make it easy to eat. Well, now all of that is great, but is it good food? Well, let me put it this way. If Edge is the RR Superstar Factor, he should be called the RD Superstar, and the stands for delicious. I got the Chef's Choice meal selection and absolutely love it. However, Factor has over 27 meals and 33 plus add-on options for you to choose from, and their menu is updated weekly. Now, if you're still hesitant about giving Factor a try, just listen to this. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code TAPOUT50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Yes, I did not misspeak. If you go to Factor75.com right now and use code TAPOUT50, you'll save 50% on your first Factor box, eliminate the hassle, and start enjoying nutritious and delicious meals today. Following his debut, Edge's career remained steady. He continued to pick up wins, but didn't do much substance. His next big moment was at SummerSlam 1998, where he was Sable's mystery tight team partner, and his pay-per-view debut, Ed and Staple won. Definitely Mark Marrow and Jacqueline. Things didn't get interesting until the next pay-per-view breakdown in your house. Edge faced off against Owen Hart, during which Christian made his WWE debut. The distraction allowed Owen to win, which gave Edge his first defeat. It was explained that in the storyline Christian was Edge's brother. Christian aligned himself with Gangrel, someone Edge was feuding with at the time, while they started as enemies, but Edge eventually gave in and joined Christian Gangrel, forming a group called The Brood. The next several months, The Brood got some wins, but also had their fair share of losses. Despite the popularity of the group, Edge and Christian and Gangrel didn't have anything to sink their teeth into until February 1999, when The Brood began feuding with the Ministry of Darkness. A faction led by The Undertaker's group was eventually converted and became members of the Ministry. They would aid The Undertaker in his matches, but also be the victims of beatings by the Ministry. Things reached a boiling point when Christian was put in an ankle lock by Ken Shamrock and revealed the location of Stephen, whom the Ministry of Darkness had kidnapped. Undertaker told Edge and Gangrel to sacrifice Christian, but the two refused and broke away from the Ministry. With the Brood back on its own, they started a rivalry with the Acolytes, a tag team that was working for the Ministry. Unfortunately for Edge, his team would lose every time they locked up with the Acolytes at the same time. Jeff and Matt Hardy had recently debuted in WWE, quickly butt heads with Ed and Christian, leading to a tag team match at King of the Ring 1999. With the winners receiving in a tag team championship match, the Hardys came out on top that night, but Ed and Christian would cross paths with Jeff and Matt, met again soon after Edge and Christian ended their partnership with Gangrel when he betrayed them. During a six-man tag team match against the corporate Ministry, Edge won his first championship in WWE, but it happened in an unusual way during a non-televised show in Toronto. Edge fought the Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Jarrett, for the belt. The plan was for Edge to pin Jarrett, but then have the decision reversed, allowing Jeff to walk out still the champion. However, WWE decided to call an audible and Edge won his first championship. However, the celebration was short-lived as the next day at the fully loaded 199 pay-per-view, Edge lost the title back to Jeff Jarrett. Afterward, Edge resumed his tag team career with Christian, and over the next several months, the two would fight tooth and nail to become tag team champions, but didn't have any success beginning in September 1989, when Edge and Christian rekindled their rivalry with Jeff and Matt Hardy and Terry both won the managerial services of Terry, leading to a best-of-5 series of matches called the Terry Invitational Tournament. Edge and Christian won the first two matches, with the Hardys winning the third and fourth. This set up their iconic ladder match at No Mercy Nan. While Edge and Christian lost, the reception they got from the match was all that mattered. This led to mutual respect between Edge, Christian, and the Hardys, and saw the two teams work together, although they would still fight one another. Around this time, a third team got added to the mix, the Dudley Boys. For the rest of 1999 and into 2000, Ed and Christian feuded the Dudley and the Hardys, whilst continuing to pursue the Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 2000. The former Brood took on the Hardys and the Tag Team Champions, the Dudley, in a triangle ladder match. After many failed attempts, Edge and Christian finally got the gold and became champions. Following the victory, Edge and Christian would change their Radar Superstar, won the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Christian became jealous of Edge's success and attacked his brother shortly after SummerSlam officially ended their tag team. This began a rivalry with Edge, winning 3 out of the 4 singles matches he and Christian had in 2001. In November of that year, the Radar Superstar would briefly lose his Intercontinental Championship to Test, but Edge defeated Kurt Angle to win the WCW United States Championship and then defeated in a rematch to unify the US and IC belts. Edge ended 2001 as champion, but the momentum wouldn't carry over into the new year when the 2002 Royal Rumble. Edge lost the Intercontinental title to William Regal and had no success winning it back then. The Radar Superstar got put into one of the most ridiculous storylines in WWE history. Edge began a feud with Booker T after he took a shampoo commercial from Booker. This sign says it all. Regardless, Edge beat Booker T at WrestleMania 18, making characters. They'd become more comedic and introduced their iconic 5-second pose for flash photography. After WrestleMania, Ed and Christian would win the tag team titles 4 more in 2000, often in matches involving the Dudleys and the Hardys. The former Brood members lost the titles of the 2001 Royal Rumble, but regained them at WrestleMania 17 in another critically acclaimed match. This was also the match where Edge gave his F-Spear to Jeff Hardy. The title reign was over in a couple of weeks when Edge and Christian were defeated by the Brothers of Destruction. This would also be the last time Edge and Christian were tag team champions together, mainly due to what next. A few months after losing the T Championship, Edge entered the 2001 King of the Ring and won soon after the Edge 3-0 at the event afterward. WWE introduced the brand split, and Edge was sent to SmackDown. Keeping with the shampoo theme, Edge's first rivalry on the blue brand was against Kurt Angle, ultimately leading to a hair versus hair match that Edge won after a short break. Due to an injury, Edge returned and won the WWE Tag Team Championship with his childhood hero, Hulk Hogan. Ryan came to an end a few weeks later when Edge and the Hulkster lost Atlan Storm. And ironically, Christian after that Edge feuded with Eddie Guerrero, which saw the Ultimate Opportunist win 2 out of their 3 matches, while the feud itself wasn't anything overly special. There was a moment that affected Edge for the rest of his life and career. On the September 26, 2002 episode of SmackDown, Edge, Guerrero fought in a no disqualification match. One spot saw Edge fell onto a ladder. The move caused Edge to injure his neck, but he didn't notice anything serious at first. In the meantime, Edge moved back to tag team wrestling again with his new partner Rey Mysterio. They fought Kurt Angle and Chris Beno and No Mercy TS&2 to become the first SmackDown exclusive tag team champions. Edge and Rey didn't win, but they did get voted Match of the Year. Plus, just a few weeks later, Edge and Mysterio defeated the champions in a 2 out of 3 falls matches and won the titles. However, as would often happen when Edge became a champion, he lost the title just a few weeks later. With no titles around their waist, Edge and Rey Mysterio agreed to part ways and focused on their singles careers as Chose 3 rolled in. Edge formed an alliance with Chris Benoit and later Brock Lesnar. Against the Kurt Angle, Shelton Benjamin, and Charlie Ho, the 2 teams were supposed to face off at No Way Out, but the injury Edge sustained against Eddie Guerrero had worsened. It was so bad that Edge was at risk of injuring himself or his brother. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.